Hey guys, it's Sami, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 12th of November, 2021, to talk about everything that went down tonight on both AEW Rampage and Friday Night Smackdown. And whoa. My notes closed on me. What the hell? Let me reopen those. Give me one quick second, guys, to reopen my notes. We'll be talking about Rampage first, and then we'll go into talking about SmackDown. But with that, I thought both shows were really good, in my opinion. SmackDown was slightly better, in my opinion. Also, Bangs, I don't watch soccer, so I have no thoughts. But, my opinion, I thought SmackDown was slightly better. I did have some WTF moments for SmackDown that I really want to talk about. Like, what the hell was that all about? So, yeah. With that, we are going to talk about Rampage first. But I do want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PWU Unlimited. With that, if you are watching here on Twitch, YouTube, or Twitter, you're in luck. We're going to be doing a giveaway here at the end of the stream, as the great people over at the Little B Books sent us over the brand new WWE Championship coloring book. Got a couple of these sent over, and they said, hey, give them away to your viewers, your listeners, your followers, whatever you want to do with them. It's all up to you. It's basically what they call a adult coloring book, and there's some really cool images. It's images all from different championship matches and whatnot throughout WWE history, like the Women's Elimination Chamber for the inaugural Women's Tag Team Championships. Got Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Sasha Banks, Bayley. They've also got in here, I mean, even if you don't want to color it, it's just really cool, the detail here. NXT Championship match, Adam Cole versus Ricochet. We've also got, let's see, where is it? I'm looking for a specific one. You guys are going to go, what the hell? They really added that? They really added this. Seth Rollins and The Fiend, Hell in a Cell. Yes, they really added this. Seth Rollins and The Fiend. There's a number of cool images and stuff in here. And they're not all championship matches, to be honest, because they do have Undertaker, AJ Styles, WrestleMania. So they're not all championship matches, but it is the championship coloring book where it is mostly championship matches. And it gives you like a little sentence or two saying, hey, where did this match take place and the significance of the match and so forth. We will be giving one of these away. The way to win is just be active in the chat throughout the entire stream. Be active in the chat throughout the entire stream. And at the end, I will announce the winner. So it's really, really cool that got these to give away. I want to say thank you again to the people at the Little B Books. But with that, remember, you guys can support us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Because if you support us and keep us going at a high level, well, we can do more things like these giveaways. I do have another WWE-ish giveaway coming. I'm going to do it on the Survivor Series stream. So when we review Survivor Series a week from Sunday, we will have another giveaway there as well. But if you want to support us here on Twitter, well, just follow us on Twitter. If you want to support us here on Twitch, you can do so by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also remember, support us by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can subscribe with a tiered subscription, just like Broken King Slender has for 16 months now, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you, well, free games like Rise of the Tomb Raider, Control Ultimate Edition, and many more. It gives you stuff for Grand Theft Auto Online, for League of Legends, for Valorant, and it always gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But on the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Say that 5 times fast. Super sticker donation in the live chat, or you can hit that button down below, become a channel member, and support us by getting early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Plus, remember, if you buy anything on the Epic Game Store, whether that's Fortnite V-Bucks, whether that is skins for Rocket League, whether that is the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy game, whether that is the brand new Jurassic Park Jurassic Park Evolution 2, or many other things off the Epic Game Store, use creator code PW Unlimited. You'll be supporting us right here. We'll get a kickback. I mean, you can go buy Battlefield 2042 that just launched on the Epic Game Store, and you'll be supporting us here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Just put in on the right side. It'll say you got a creator code. Yeah, you got a creator code. It's PW Unlimited. But with that, guys, we've got Rampage to talk about. A cool hour of wrestling that I thought was really good. It flowed really well. It wasn't quite the go-home show that it could have been. That was Dynamite. Dynamite was more of the go-home. But again, they did do a lot to really boost up the pay-per-view here. But I did have the same qualm I did have on Dynamite. If this is the show you're supposed to be building the pay-per-view for, only do things for the pay-per-view. We don't need random things that have nothing to do with the pay-per-view. No offense, Jade, Cargill, Santana, Garrett. No offense, Dante, Martin, Aria, Daivari. But with that, the show did kick off with Jungle Boy versus Bobby Fish. We had Excalibur, Taz, Chris Jericho, and Ricky Starks all on commentary. Jericho dropped the quote, "That fact is undisputed," on commentary when talking about how good Bobby Fish is. Also laying breadcrumbs of an inevitable reunion of the Undisputed Era of sorts as well. Jungle Boy rushed to the ring early and attacked Fish, or the bell even rang, I think it was. But when he went for his moves on the ropes, Fish knocked him out of the ring in an ugly looking bump. Like, this didn't look good at all. And when Jungle Boy first ran at Bobby Fish, he grabbed Bobby Fish, grabbed him by the legs and swung him like this. And Bobby Fish landed awkwardly on the back of his head and neck. Going forward, they were fighting on the outside when Jungle Boy tried a suplex. Fish whipped Jungle Boy into the barricade and worked over his arm. Fish then continued to beat the holy crap out of Jungle Boy into a picture-in-picture break. Before they went to that break, Jericho did make a reference to, this may be the biggest platform and forum that Bobby Fish has ever had in his career. That is why he would love to remain on Dynamite and Rampage every single week. Basically saying that he's never been anywhere with more viewers than AEW, where maybe not more television viewers, but other than Grand Slam, he's been on takeovers, multiple takeovers that had way more people in attendance than a Dynamite, than a Rampage. He was on some of those 15,000 to 20,000 WrestleMania weekend takeover shows. So, just saying. Back from the break, Jungle Boy hit a basement dropkick and a stiff rebound lariat. But Fish kept working on the arm. Fish got a near fall after a hammerlock back suplex. Jungle Boy caught Fish with the belly-to-belly suplex into the turnbuckle. Also, Jericho did mention, our turnbuckles are more devastating. They're squared turnbuckles, not rounded turnbuckles like other wrestling companies. So when you get whipped into this, it hurts a lot more. At one point, Fish went back to working over the arm. He caught Jungle Boy with an exploder suplex into the ropes for a very, very close near fall. Jungle Boy was out of it, and his left arm was just kind of hanging. And so they started making the reference, oh my God, he could have injured his shoulder. What if Jungle Boy dislocates his shoulder before the big Falls Count Anywhere match tomorrow night? Fish then just kept kicking at the leg. Kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking. Jungle Boy finally caught that last kick because, well, he's going to catch it. It's going to be the last one. And hooked Fish in the snare trap to get the submission. So after getting his ass beat, Jungle Boy does pick up the submission victory. I don't even think Bobby Fish tapped. Because we couldn't tell. Referee was blocking the camera view. And then on commentary, they said something like Bobby Fish is out of it, I think. I don't know. Maybe I heard him wrong. But yeah. Post-match, Adam Cole would run down to go after Jungle Boy. Bobby Fish then all of a sudden, after being out of it, just poop, I'll help you, brother. And then they double team on Jungle Boy before Christian and Luchasaurus run out to make the save right before Cole was about to go for a concerto. Adam Cole then bails. They double team on Bobby Fish. The baby faces beat down Bobby Fish. Christian gives them an unprettier, and there we go. They lay out Bobby Fish. You might say he hung that fish out to dry. The Young Bucks and their stooge, Brandon Cutler, made their way out onto the stage just to back up Adam Cole. But here's the thing, and this was made way more evident later, which I'll talk about more in a moment. Some may not like to hear what I have to say here, and maybe you won't agree with me, but honestly, I feel like Adam Cole is more of a muscle / maybe-ish bodyguard for the Young Bucks than anything since coming to AEW. He's literally just done their bidding, done their handiwork, done their dirty work. That's all it's been. He's done what they've told him to do, basically. I don't like that one bit. One iota. Everyone's like, Adam Cole's going to be so much better in AEW. And yes, he's had some great matches, maybe some of his best matches. But he's still just an extra. To me, he feels like the extra. Oh, hey, you can sometimes get some spotlight, but it's mainly about us, the Bucks. So, yeah. Talk more about that in a moment. We've got a video package talking about the match tomorrow night between Miro and Bryan Danielson. Now, I knew the last time these guys faced off, Miro had won. But according to Danielson, he said they've faced off multiple times and he has never beaten Miro. He said, I've never beaten Miro in the past, and this Miro now is more experienced and way better than he's ever been. No, I get that Urbanomic. Or no, I butchered that name. Boymic. I get that. Like, yes, it's the build to the turn. But if he, for too long, is used as just an extra, then people aren't going to care about that turn as much as they actually could if you've been building up Adam Cole as this threat. If he's just been the lapdog, here's Brandon Cutler, here's Adam Cole, here's the Young Bucks, like Cutler's down here on the mic, Adam Cole's a little bit above him, and the Young Bucks are way up here. If he's just been a step and a half above Cutler, who's going to care about the turn? That's the thing. That's the thing. When you're just a step and a half above Brandon Cutler, who's going to care in 6, 7, 8 months? When you finally turn on the elite, when you get your boys from the last 4 years, if that's the plan they go with. In the back, Adam Cole, Young Bucks, trying to hype up the pay-per-view. They tell him, Adam, hype up the pay-per-view tomorrow. And that's exactly right there when I go, yup, he just does what he's told. Yes, master, I do what I'm told. Like, that's it. Bucks say jump, he says how high. Kenny says do this, he says, where do you need me? That's it. That's it. Before he could say anything, Adam Page walks up and gets in his face. Says, I need to speak to Matt and Nick. He says, anything you can say to the Bucks, you can say to me. He goes, no, in private. And they're like, Adam, we got this. Go. We'll see you. And again, felt like the muscle. Felt like the bodyguard. Like, I got to be here to back up my boys just in case they can't handle you. You know? He says that he cost the Young Bucks the World Tag Team title shot. A World Tag Team title shot last year. But this summer, the Bucks cost him a shot in that 10-man elimination tag. Shot at the world title. Page then told the Bucks, if you even try to interfere in my match tonight, I'll ruin you. I was just like, oh, snap. Just the way he was like, I'll ruin you. Like, I'm not doing it justice. He did it like he's pissed. He was just like, if you even try to interfere in my match tomorrow night, I'll ruin you. And I was just like, damn. Yes, TJ, Undisputed Era is copyrighted by WWE, so they'll have to get a new name. Next up, we had Jade Cargill versus Santana Garrett in a 2-minute match. Apparently today was the 1-year anniversary of Jade Cargill signing with All Elite Wrestling. Red Velvet was shown in the front row, and that plays into the two will be facing off in the second round of the TBS tournament. There's also a cake at ringside celebrating Jade Cargill's 1-year anniversary with the company. And I go, shit. This company's almost 3 years old. No one else has gotten this kind of treatment. This bitch winning the TBS title. Like, that tells us right here. They're really going to put over that she's been here for a year and she's undefeated and this and that. This bitch winning the TBS title. I'm going to say it right now. That's my prediction. TBS champion, Jade Cargill. Normal guy says he can't do both. I think you're talking about Wyndham Rotunda, the former Bray Wyatt, filming movies and stuff. Why not? Why not? Jericho tours with Fozzy and still does AEW. We've seen many wrestlers, The Miz, John Cena, and so forth, make movies and still work for WWE at the same time. It's doable, especially if you're in AEW, when Tony Khan will give you more leeway to go out and do those outside projects if it permits, you know. As far as this match does go, crowd really wasn't much into it, in my opinion. And maybe it just didn't come off that way on TV. But Cargill went to the floor early and taunted Red Velvet, and then threw Santana into the crowd on top of her. Back in the ring, Cargill ended Garrett with Jade Slam, the Glam Slam. Again, this match went like 2 minutes. That was it. Kept it short. And then, of course, what we all expected, Red Velvet jumps the barrier, attacks Jade Cargill. They brawl. They pull them apart. Red Velvet jumps her again. They pull them apart. Red Velvet jumps her again. They pull them apart. Red Velvet jumps her again. Like, what the hell? All you big men can't hold down this 100-pound woman? Like, damn. Damn. I've seen less guys hold down Marco. And he's about the same size as, if not smaller, than Red Velvet. Like, you got 5 guys holding Red Velvet, and they all can't keep her down. But I've seen one guy hold down Marco Stunt. One, I almost wouldn't. I mean, you can, but I almost wouldn't even call Britt Baker homegrown. Now, she kind of is, because she really didn't have that big of a name going into AEW. But again, she still had a name and people knew who she was. Homegrown would be Jade, they trained from the ground up. Anna Jay, that they trained from the ground up. What other women have they trained from the ground up? I don't know of any others that are prominent on television. Those would be the 2 women that you can call homegrown by AEW. Jade Cargill, even though before she signed with AEW, she did have a WWE tryout. Mark Henry got her the WWE tryout. Then when he left WWE, went to work for AEW, he pushed to get her into AEW. But Jade, who's been homegrown, trained in AEW, and Anna Jay, those have been the homegrown for AEW. Yes, Red Velvet would be the other one. Thank you, Gabriel. Red Velvet would be the other one. That is true. That is very true. Chase Douglas says, speaking of Marco Stunt, where has he been? I don't know. Good question. I may have to ask about that. Anyways, we got some quick promos. CM Punk and Eddie Kingston. Punk stated, quote, "How is Eddie Kingston going to beat himself at Full Gear? That is what he does. He beats himself." Kingston then says, "I want to fight you in the parking lot." So is this going to become a street fight? A parking lot brawl? I hope not. We already got one Minnesota street fight and a Falls Count Anywhere match on that show tomorrow. I so hope they don't turn this into another street fight, because that'll technically be 3 street fights on one show. Next up, we had the Battle of the Hometown Boys in a 5.5-minute match. It was Dante Martin against former WWE superstar and New Japan star, because he's been working in JPW Strong, Aria Daivari. Yep. Brought in another former WWE guy. They did speak on why Leo Rush was not there with Dante Martin tonight. They said he is back home with his family as he has lost his grandmother. So prayers go out to Leo Rush and his entire family, as he has, they said suddenly, didn't even see it coming, lost his grandmother this week. So I really do want to give my condolences to Leo Rush and his entire family. I mean, he worked Rampage on Wednesday, or Dynamite on Wednesday, so I don't know when she passed away, but it made it so he was unable to come tonight, which, again, I do want to give my condolences to his family. As far as this match goes, this match was really fun. It was a good, high-flying, quick pace, like, hey, look what we can do kind of match. Martin got a great hometown pop from the crowd, and Aria Daivari really didn't, even though on commentary they tried to put it over that he did. Both guys, we got both these guys' chance early, and Martin went for a springboard, but Daivari caught him and sent him face first into the top turnbuckle. This would be a very innovative version of Snake Eyes, I guess you could say. Because Daivari was in the corner. Dante Martin did like a springboard towards him. Daivari slipped out under him, pulled the legs up, and he just went, pretend this is the top rope. Boom, boom, face first, right on that top turnbuckle hard. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool little variation of a Snake Eyes type move. Going forward, on commentary, Taz kept talking about how he wants Dante Martin in Team Taz. He says, Jericho, you've recruited your team. You've got all these guys on your team. Don't try to steal them from me. I know you're always looking. He's coming to Team Taz. I'm going to make him an offer. He's going to come to Team Taz. And I think the first time Taz been talking about this week, on I think it was Dark. Yes, on Dark, there was a Wardlow match where Taz goes, man, I should have started Team Taz with that guy instead of Brian Cage. And I go, oh, they're not doing Brian Cage no service. They just keep making Brian Cage seem like, oh, he's a nothing. Anyways, Daivari at one point caught Martin with a clothesline and hit a frog splash for a near fall. Daivari was very deliberate in his offense here. Martin caught Daivari with a cradle for a near fall, avoided a charge that sent Daivari to the floor, and then hit a top rope springboard crossbody onto Daivari on the outside. He threw him back in the ring. Dante Martin hit the double jump moonsault and picked up the victory. After the match, Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs came down to the ring as Ricky Starks grabbed the mic. He said, hey, Dante, it's Ricky Starks. Absolute. I want to extend an offer for you to join Team Taz. There's a contract. My boy Hobbs giving you a contract. Read it over. Take your time. Listen to what I have to say. You might want to join Team Taz. It's going to make you a lot more money than you can just being here on your own. And it's going to give you a lot more experience. It will make you better. And the crowd was actually, I think, chanting yes. And then Ricky says, listen to this crowd. They're saying yes, do it. And Dante Martin didn't do anything. He looked down at the contract. Yeah. Interesting. They went full gear here. And no pun intended. And offered him a contract to join Team Taz. Only thing I think Dante Martin needs to work on is his facial expressions. Because whenever he's in a segment that's not wrestling, he looks scared. He looks nervous. Whenever it's a talking segment or some sort of non-wrestling segment, whether it's this here in the ring, they handed him the contract and he's just kind of like, what do I do now? gonna look at it. I'm gonna look up. Ricky's talking. Or like Wednesday. No, last Friday when Lio Rush was on the mic and he was just standing there kind of like. And Lio Rush is like, yeah, we're going to do this. And Seidel, you want to face us? Lee Moriarty? And he's just standing there like he didn't know what to do. It's like that Ricky Bobby. What do I do with my hands? What do I do with my hands? My hands. You know? That's the one thing. He's got it in the ring. Dante Martin, in the ring, star. He can do anything. But it's his outside of the ring stuff. I think he just needs some more work on that. He's I get it. He's still young in this business. He's kind of gotten thrown into this spotlight quicker than maybe he expected at this level. And so it's just something he needs to work on because I think he does look awkward, scared, and a little nervous when he's not wrestling in the ring. When he's wrestling, he makes great facials. Like when he's selling, he's a great baby face in peril in a match. But again, that's in a match where he's confident in his abilities, where he knows what he's doing, where, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess it's confident in what he's doing. I already said that, but yeah. Then it was time to set up the main event. We'll send it to Mark Henry. Well, this was after they ran down the card for tomorrow's pay-per-view. Mark Henry says, Matt, we saw you on Wednesday on Dynamite. You tried to end Orange Cassidy. Is that what you were doing? And he goes, of course I was trying to end Orange Cassidy, but I didn't get it done. Tonight, I will. And then Mark Henry said his line, well, that's enough talking. It is time for our main event. Sent to the main event as it was a lumberjack match. Hardy offered $20,000, though, to any lumberjack around the ring who would, quote, take out Orange Cassidy. Kind of put a bounty on his head. This triggered a brawl between the lumberjacks at ringside and, oh, yeah, Best Friends and Statlander. I guess she's part of Best Friends. They dressed up like actual hi-ho lumberjacks. Orange Cassidy was tossed out of the ring early by the Gun Club, but he dispatched them pretty easily. Then Hardy tossed Cassidy to the side where Private Party was with the Blade. Good to see the Blade back. And they attacked him, sending Cassidy into the ringside barricade. Back in the ring, Hardy dominated Cassidy, and the show went to his final picture-in-picture commercial break. Hardy, when we came back, dumped Cassidy back onto the floor, and members of the Wingmen plus the Factory beat him down. Best Friends, again, like I said, dressed like lumberjacks, came over, and they attacked all the lumberjacks, attacking Cassidy. Best Friends then propelled Orange Cassidy over the top rope into a pile of lumberjacks. Cassidy then hit a top rope crossbody, but Hardy came back with a side effect for a near fall. Hardy went for the twist of fate, but Cassidy countered into a spinning DDT. Best Friends and the Hardy family office, I guess you'd say, kept fighting and interfering, and this just got a little too wacky for my taste. Too many people jumping in the ring. Now, I get it. When you're on the outside, lumberjacks do what you will, but I don't like they allow the lumberjacks to jump in and do things. That should be a disqualification. I know it's a double-edged kind of thing, like, well, they're allowed to do shit outside the ring. Why can't they do things in the ring? Just no. Just no. Blade came in at one point with the brass knucks, knocked out Cassidy. Hardy picked up the pin, and there you go. Matt Hardy beats Orange Cassidy. After the match, the Blade knocked him out again and knocked out all the baby faces with the brass knucks. Hardy locked Orange Cassidy in the leech. I thought, kind of a bad ending. I didn't like this at all. It just didn't do it for me at all. The match itself was all right. Too many shenanigans. I don't think this was a good main event match. I really don't think this match should have been the, quote, main event of the show. This is a opener, middle of the show kind of match, if I do say so myself. I mean, it went 10.5 minutes, but still. I think this would have been better suited as like the opener, and you give the fans something better on the way out, like that Jungle Boy win or something. Switch the opener in the main event. But with that, guys, that was AEW Rampage. You know what I thought. Now it's time to check the polls and see what you thought of tonight's Rampage. As far as the Twitch poll, damn, 33% liked the show, 33% thought it was just all right, and 33% did not like it. Completely three-way tie. Not the same on YouTube. Not the same at all. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 71% liked tonight's Rampage, almost a Dynamite. 10%, 19% thought it was all right, and 10% did not like it. With that, now it's time to talk about SmackDown. Let's put the SmackDown poll up. SmackDown poll. New poll. What do you think of tonight's Smackdown? Liked it. Didn't like it. Was all right. All right, we got that poll going. Let's throw up YouTube poll. If it'll let me. Right now it's not letting me. Come on, YouTube. Come on. Come on. I think you can. You think you can. I think you can. I think you can. There we go. Liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. Also, remember, guys, if you stay to the end and you're chatting in the live chat, you can win yourself a free copy of the brand new WWE Championship coloring book by the Little B Books. Again, we have a free copy of this book we will be giving out to you guys. It says on the back, relive the historic moments in WWE history. From Undertaker's debut to Becky Lynch's record-breaking WWE WrestleMania 35 win, and back to Hogan, topping Andre the Giant and beyond, this book features your favorite legends and superstars' most epic moves in and out of the ring. Hungry for more? This title-worthy title has a complete list of records every fan needs to know. So in the back, it does have a bunch of different records like most matches. Jericho's got 8 Elimination Chamber matches. Hell in a Cell, Undertaker's been in 4. Money in the Bank matches, Kofi Kingston and Kane tied at 7. Others we've got here, most WrestleMania wins by a woman. Tie right now, Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus, and Sable at 3. And then 11 others like AJ Lee, Alicia Fox, Bayley Molina, and Tori Wilson, among others, have 2 wins at WrestleMania. Plus, we got stuff like longest reigns for Raw and SmackDown. Rob Gronkowski is the longest reigning 24/7 champion. Brock Lesnar, longest reigning Universal Champion. Also got Walters, the longest reigning NXT UK Champion. Asuka, longest reigning Women's NXT Champion. And some other stuff like oldest WWE Champion, Vince McMahon. Youngest female champion, Paige. Youngest male champion, Nicholas. And others in this book as well. Again, all you got to do, be active in the live chat here tonight. We got SmackDown still to talk about, so you got plenty of time to be active in that live chat. And if you are, well, at the end, I'm going to do that random generator, and it's going to pick somebody to win this book. But with that, enough talking about that. Let's talk about SmackDown. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee open up the show by discussing the main event, Roman Reigns versus King Xavier. Cole mentioned that Reigns and the Usos injured Kofi. He's not here. They then kick it to the ring where we got Sonya Deville with the SmackDown Women's team for Survivor Series. I thought this was fine, but it was too predictable and meh, because it then led into a meh match with a what the fuck was that at the end. Sonya Deville introduces everybody from Shotzi to Natalya to Shayna Baszler to Aaliyah, and then says our captain for Team SmackDown, Sasha Banks. Shotzi giving her that deadpan look, like, I don't want you coming down here. And then this leads to a big old brawl. All 5 women are brawling, and then Naomi would run out to even the odds after getting in Sonya's face for not being added to the team, and this leads to, yes, 6-woman tag team match that went almost 13 minutes. It was Sasha, Naomi, and Aaliyah against Shayna, Shotzi, and Natalya. Banks had the advantage early and ran wild. Baszler briefly took over until Banks rocked her with the double knees in the corner. Aaliyah came in with a Hurricane Rana on Baszler and followed up with the dropkick. The heels took over and isolated Aaliyah on their side of the ring. Baszler locked on a Karafuda clutch on Aaliyah, but she rolled through it. Naomi got the tag, and Naomi briefly ran wild until Natalya made the blind tag. Natty took over with a suplex off the apron onto the floor. Naomi briefly fought back, but Natalya rocked her with a vicious clothesline and got a near fall off of it back in the ring. Naomi then rolled to the floor, and Baszler tossed her into the barricade. Later on in the match, Aaliyah was tagged in and hit a flying crossbody on Natalya. This was followed up by a neck breaker, and Natalya fought back with a Michinoku driver for a 2. Banks then sent Baszler and Shotzi to the floor and followed this up with a Meteor off the apron on Baszler. Naomi then took a shot at Shotzi with a rear view. The finish of the match then came while Natty had Aaliyah in the sharpshooter. Natty then, for some reason, peeks her head through the ropes at Naomi and gets waffled. This then stuns Natalya for a moment, and it allows Aaliyah to weirdly roll her up and pick up the victory. Then, and I do want to say, this might be a little gross, but I'm gonna pull it up anyways. Where's the picture? Where's it at? I just had it, and I don't know what I did with it. So after the match, they're all celebrating. Oh, no, I can't find it now. Hold on, guys. Give me one moment. Well, Leah picks up the pin on her first night on the show. I guess we're not going to get it now. And I'm going to keep looking for this picture, but we'll talk about what happened. So they're celebrating, and Sasha's like, yeah, Aaliyah. And then all of a sudden, Aaliyah steps back and fucking barfs all over herself. Just her entire chest covered in barf. I had a picture here, and I don't know where I saved it to, so I'm trying to find it on Twitter. And now I can't find it anymore, but I had a picture. She literally threw up on herself after the match. I don't know if it was her being nervous or whatnot. I highly doubt that was planned. Because, like, they're celebrating. And here, I'll pull this video up here. Let me see. Yeah. So we'll pull this video up here. I'm not going to play the audio or anything from it. But this was after the match. Let's go here. So they're celebrating, right? They're all happy for Aaliyah. And then she goes, oh. And there she goes. She's blowing chunks all over her chest. She's trying to catch it. You can see they're looking at her like, whoa, what just happened? Are you okay? And she's got barf all over her chest right here. You can't really see it because the quality of this video is not that good. But right there, she threw up all over herself. Poor thing. And then later gets pulled from Survivor Series. Now, don't ask me if that's related or anything. I don't know. So going forward, in the back, Sami Zayn practices inspirational speech as he thinks he's the leader of Team Smackdown. Jeff Hardy was in the room the whole time, and Hardy laughed at Sami and told him his speech sucked. Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were in the back. And that was kind of all we got from that segment. Then, Cole and McAfee made a big deal out of Aaliyah getting the win, and my light just died on me there. All right, we're going to have to go with it. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Let me try something really fast. My light died on me. Let me see if I can fix this really fast. Why is this not working? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Try something. All right, it's going to look awkward, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. Going forward, I made a big deal about Aria. Well, winning her first match on SmackDown. Then in the back, she's on the phone. She's celebrating. She's like, yeah, I won. I can't believe it. And she gets the bad news. Sonya Deville approaches her and questioned her about knowing Naomi. What the fuck is that? Deville then claims that she was told that, well, I need to remove you from the team at Survivor Series. What? So that is now 3 people. We'll talk about Sami in a little bit. 3 people that got announced for Survivor Series and then pulled from Survivor Series. What the hell? What the hell? Recap, King Xavier beating Jimmy Uso, or as he called him, James Uso. And the whole thing that happened afterwards where he didn't bend the knee because Roman came out and made it safe. Kayla Braxton and interviewed Reigns and Heyman in front of their locker room. Reigns assumed that she was either there to talk to him or flirt with the wise man. Paul Heyman, that is. Reigns then walked off, and Heyman noted if Woods wins tonight, or Woods loses, he must bend the knee to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. However, if Reigns loses, he'll bend the knee. But not just that. He doesn't bend the knee. He'll strip himself of the Universal Championship and banish himself from Friday Night SmackDown. So I'm like, ugh. Well, that told us right there that Woods may come close to winning. Or like, I knew exactly what this finish was going to be. Once they said that, I'm like, well, Woods can't win. So they're going to make us think that Woods is about to win, and then there's going to be some shit where nobody wins. I had a feeling. In the back, Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin told some jokes about the Viking Raiders and laughed about it. Meh, whatever. Next up, we had a 4.5-minute match. It was Los Lotharios, Angel and Humberto, because they're no longer Garza and Carrillo, against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Match was fine. I really expected more out of it. And I thought even for a 4.5-minute match, it dragged at times. The Boogs gained the early advantage for his team until Angel made the blind tag. The heels took over and hit a double basement dropkick in the corner. Los Lotharios isolated Boogs on their side of the ring and cut him off from Nakamura. Angel hit a dropkick to Boogs' head and slowed the pace down with a chin lock. Boogs broke free and dropped Angel on the corner. Nakamura and Humberto both got the tag, and Nakamura ran wild, hitting a sliding German suplex on Humberto. Nakamura then followed this up with a knee off the middle turnbuckle for a near fall, but Angel broke up the pin. Boogs then tackled Angel over the top to the floor. Nakamura set it for a Kinshasa, and Angel pushed Humberto out of the ring. Nakamura then took out Angel, but Humberto recovered. He went for a dive, and Nakamura cut him off. The heels then fought back, hit their finishing maneuver, and picked up the victory. So with that, Los Lotharios pinned the Intercontinental Champion. Then in an interesting move, I don't get this shit at all. Adam Pearce is in the back with Von Wagner. But they never acknowledged him. He's just standing there next to Adam Pearce. Like this. Like he's going to be Adam Pearce's new muscle because he needs someone to keep him safe in case Brock Lesnar shows back up or whatever. I don't know. Very ass weird. Very weird. Very, very, very. Like this guy's been on this guy's been on NXT for 2 months. That's it. And you're calling him to SmackDown already? What? I would have thought Braun Breaker before Von Wagner, but neither this quick. Neither this quick. Anyways, Pierce wondered why Sonya removed Aaliyah from the team. She claimed it was to make the team stronger. Told Pierce that he should do the same with the men's team and walked out. So, what we have learned from this, it is not that Adam Pearce is in charge of Raw and Sonya is in charge of SmackDown. No, it is that Adam Pearce is in charge of the men's match, where Sonya is in charge of the women's match altogether. So it is not one in charge of Raw, one in charge of SmackDown. It is one in charge of the men, one in charge of the women. That is what we learned. Sami Zayn enters, started ranting about Jeff Hardy. Pearson says, you're going to have a match with Jeff Hardy later on tonight if you want to prove that you're the leader of this team. But I'm going to do one better. The loser not just isn't the leader, but the loser is also off the team. Next up, we got a Charlotte Flair segment, which was her best and worst talking segment in a very long time. A lot of times, Charlotte Flair's out there talking, and she's like, I'm the best. I'm the greatest woman here. And she sounds all robotic and reciting line. No, she was fluid. It came off real. She's like, there's nothing natural about Becky. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, damn. This is a good Charlotte promo until she started doing, you've got the last kicker, and Becky 2 belts, and big time Bex. But after Survivor Series, she's going to be Becky, uh-oh, because Becky lost to Charlotte, uh-oh. Becky got pinned by Charlotte, uh-oh. But to her fucking credit, as dumb as this shit was, she got the crowd to chant, uh-oh, even when she didn't have to do it herself. She said something, and the crowd went, she's like, and uh-oh. And I'm like, wow. The fucking crowd did it with her. Becky, uh-oh. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever. But at the same time, it is one of Charlotte's better promos because she doesn't sound like robotic-ass Charlotte. This would then lead to, weirdly enough, Toni Storm coming out. Toni Storm came out, made a beeline for the ring and said, hey, Charlotte, why don't you defend your title? Your challenger, your opponent, Becky Lynch, she defended her title 2 weeks ago against Bianca Belair. But since coming to SmackDown, you haven't defended that title once. What do you say? I challenge you for the belt. And my first thought was, 45 minutes left in the show. Charlotte's not in gear. This fucking match ain't happening. And Charlotte says, no. And I go, yeah, called that one. There's not enough time for Charlotte to, because she goes, you fight me later on tonight for the belt. And I go, what? She's got to go to the back, change into her gear, and come back. We still got Sami and Jeff Hardy and Roman and Woods. And then you're going to throw this in there and give them 30 seconds? Ain't enough time. She's going to say no. And then she says no. Like, if you just look at it, the way this should have been earlier in the show where it wasn't as predictable for her to say no, even though who the fuck thought she was going to say yes? It's not like Sonya was going to come out and say, no, Charlotte, you will defend your title against Toni Storm tonight. So, in the back, first off, Kayla Braxton interviews King Woods. Again, another thing people may not like to hear me say, but I'm already over this King Woods shit. Him acting all king-like and proper when the crown is on. This shit's stupid. He's like, Lady Kayla, I will make Roman Reigns bend thy knee tonight. Takes off the crown. But let me talk and get a little serious with you. And then he puts the crown back on and he goes, tonight, thy king will be victorious. And I'm like, I'm already fucking annoyed by this shit. Like last week, and they're like, James, you so. I'm like, I get it. You're trying to be funny, but it's not. It's not. Because he gets serious and goes, last week, they took out Kofi. Then on Monday, E took an apron powerbomb New Day ain't having a good week, and I need to change that. Then he just puts things, I will beat thy tribal chief, and your king will be victorious tonight. And I'm like, well, that's the crown gives you British powers, makes you British. So distraught Aaliyah's on the phone in the back on her and stuff, and she's all talking about how she got removed from the Survivor Series team. Mustafa Ali approaches her to give her advice, but Ricochet interrupts. Ricochet said it didn't matter that she got removed because she was great in that tag team match tonight. Yeah, great throwing up on herself. I will say, though, she did look better than I've ever seen her in the few moves that she's done. Because usually in NXT, it was crossbody Thez press, DDT. But tonight she did a couple more things, like a spinning wraparound neck breaker and whatever that weird-looking roll-up was to get the win. So, yeah. It might be entertaining to you since Saturday, but it was only entertaining to me for a week. And now them pretending they're British, I've never liked that shit. I didn't like it. The only reason it was good with Booker was because you had Sharmell being super annoying in a good way. Oh, hell, King Booker! Oh, hell, King Booker! Like, that was annoying in a good way because it worked for them being heels. He's a baby face. You're not supposed to be this annoying as the baby face. Anyways, loser gets kicked out of the Survivor Series team match. Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, it goes 9 minutes, and it's pretty dang good because it's Jeff Hardy and Sami Zayn, I tell you what. Zayn rocked Hardy with a knee early to take over. Fans broke out in a loud Hardy chant that actually distracted Sami. I actually like the way he played this off. Like, they're chanting, Hardy, Hardy. He's looking around like, no. And I'm like, I like this. Sami Zayn is the best. One of the best, most underrated. Sami Zayn may be one of the most underrated guy in all professional wrestling right now. And I know what you're going to say. Well, that's because he's in WWE. If he was in AEW, he wouldn't be so underrated. You never fucking know. Anyways. Hardy fought back, and Zayn jumped out of the ring. Hardy caught him with a sliding drop kick. He leapt off the stairs, and Zayn moved with Hardy crashing into the barricade. Back from the break, Zayn hit a hard clothesline for a near fall. He then slowed down the pace with the chin lock. Hardy fought back with a basement drop kick for a close 2. Hardy went for the whisper in the wind for another close near fall here. Fans reacted big as they thought that could have been the finish. When has he ever won with the whisper in the wind? Like, sometimes these fans just don't get it. Hardy then went for the twist of fate, and Zayn countered into a backslide for a near fall. Hardy missed a splash in the corner, and Zayn rolled him up with his feet on the ropes. Referee caught him and said, You ain't doing that on my watch. Started arguing with the ref. Hardy took advantage, hit the twist of fate, swanton bomb. That's what you call a finish. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy wins. Sami Zayn kicked off the Survivor Series team. So after the match, Sami Zayn's disheveled. He's all sorts of upset. He's on his knees, almost about to cry, and then the graphic pops up on the screen with everybody on Team Survivor Series Smackdown. And he's looking. There's just that hope that maybe, not maybe. His picture fades out, and there's vacant. There's a vacant spot on Team SmackDown. Going forward, you hit row, and they do some of their stuff about sneakers and rapping and whatnot. And then I guess Jinder and Shanky are going to feud with Hit Row because they did their own rap. Slim Shanky. They mocked Hit Row and did a rap. Shanky did some rhymes in Punjabi. Mahal followed this up with a terrible verse. They did a modern Punjabi dance, I guess you can call it. And then Mahal once again said, this is Shanky, the real Slim Shanky, and Ice Shanky. Dun 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 dun. Ice Shanky. Dum 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 dum. What the fuck? What do you call a weird Vince decision? Same with the Becky, which we may need to capitalize on that one. You'll see it later. Keep an eye on our social media and our YouTube community page. Anyways, Kayla Braxton interviewed Ridge Holland about praising Sheamus last week. Holland praised Sheamus yet again before Cesaro would come up and interrupt. He mentioned his friendship with Sheamus. He told Holland, "Don't trust Sheamus. Sheamus will turn on you on a dime." Holland then claimed that they're going to be a better version of the Bar than he and Cesaro were. He noted that Sheamus returns next week. So I guess Holland is now a team member and a tag team partner of Sheamus. That's how they made it seem. We then got another promotion. Xia Li is coming soon. They had the Raw recap, which I like these. It takes me back to like 2004. When you'd be watching SmackDown, you get the Raw rundown. You go watching Raw, and you get the SmackDown hot take, or whatever they used to call it. We then got a recap of WrestleMania 2032 in 2016 because, well, they're going back to Dallas, so let's see the last time they were in Dallas. Then we get our main event. It goes 10 minutes, 20 seconds, ends with a disqualification that didn't surprise me at all, but the match itself, as you would say, this match is so good, it is fitting for a king. As Reigns made his entrance, Cole and McAfee discussed the stakes here tonight. They stressed that the loser must bend thy knee, but it's even bigger for Roman, because if Reigns loses, he'll strip himself of the Universal title and be banished from Friday Night SmackDown. Woods gained the early advantage with the dropkick. Reigns rolled to the floor, but Woods then hit a dropkick through the ropes. He rocked Reigns with some hard chops and slammed his head against the announce table. Woods was running wild, and Reigns rocked him with the right hand. Reigns then gave Woods a rock bottom on the announce table. Back from a break, Reigns continued the beatdown of Woods. Woods briefly fought back, but Reigns rocked him with a big boot. Right, just square in the face. Good placement. He followed this up with a series of clotheslines in the corner. Woods did fight back, but Reigns once again cut him off. Woods rocked Reigns with a boot and a DDT. Woods fought back with some chops and some right hands. Reigns again cut him off. Woods fired up and scored a close near fall. He threw that low super kick as Reigns was trying to go for a spear. He got a 2. Woods then climbed the top rope, but Reigns cut him off again and hit a rock bottom. A lot of rock references recently with Roman. Reigns went for the spear, but Woods avoided it with a super kick. Woods then hit an elbow off the top, the coast-to-coast elbow. 1, 2, El Usos pulling him out of the ring. They beat him down. Ref calls for the DQ. With that, match just ends. No winner. No one bends thy knee. No one is banished. They continue brawling. Reigns poses in the middle of the ring after they beat down Woods. And the Usos fight over who gets to crown the tribal chief. So what they do? They both hold the crown. They together walk it over to Roman and place it on his head as the final thing we see as the show goes off the air. Not the tribal chief, not just the head of the table, not just the Universal Champion, but King Reigns. Roman then poses with the Usos, the bloodline, and the show goes off the air. So with that, that was Friday Night SmackDown. Very interesting there at the finish with putting the crown on his head and all that stuff. We'll see where that does lead to, but you know what I thought of SmackDown? Now I want to know what you thought of tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 100% of you liked SmackDown. Very good. Very good. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 64% of you liked tonight's SmackDown. 22% thought it was just all right. And 13% did not like SmackDown. Also, we do have a super chat here. Courtney Chris states that Sasha beat Charlotte in a dark match after. Also, it was... Hold on. There was another dark match before the show with an NXT superstar. It was... Oh, why can't I find this message I got? Come on, where is it? Hold on, guys. So I was told another NXT superstar worked. That's weird. All the messages I have from this person that was sending me stuff while at the show is just gone. I have messages from before, and they said, hey, I'm going to the show. Would you like me to send you pictures and videos? And then the text messages they were sending me on Twitter, gone. What the hell? Let me try something really quick here. Let me refresh Twitter. There was actually a name that interested me when they were like, hey, so-and-so just worked a dark match. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I fixed it. It was... Where is it? Oh, come on. Now I'm not going to be able to find the message even though I have it here. Cora Jade. That's who it was. Cora Jade worked a dark match before the show tonight. That's an interesting one, that they're already looking at Cora Jade. I mean, we got Von Wagner. Now Cora Jade worked a match. Very, very interesting. But with that, if you want to let me know what you thought of the show, you can do so by putting a super chat in the live chat, just like Courtney and Chris, or you can text into 510-906-1341. And that number is 510-906-1341. Let's go over here. Check these text messages. Got a number of them. Says, who do you see challenging Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship? Well, they kind of built it as Toni Storm next, so maybe Toni Storm. I don't know. Probably Sasha after Survivor Series. I thought SmackDown was great, but was confused as to why they dropped people from teams. It's just storyline purposes. There's no real rhyme or reason for it. I think SmackDown and AEW Rampage both did all right tonight. Do you think Xia Li takes the place of Aaliyah on the Survivor Series team next week? Very possible, but they probably would have said something along the lines of Xia Li debuts next week. It just still said Xia Li coming soon. It says I wanted to ask this on the AEW review. How many V triggers do you think Kenny Omega will give Hangman during the match tomorrow? I have no clue. 4, 5, 6, 7? We'll go with 6. That person says, do you think Toni Storm is going to win the SmackDown Women? I don't even have to finish reading this. No! If you even asked that question, no offense, but that's a dumb question. You think Toni Storm is going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship? What? Dios mío. Dumb question. It says, who do you think will be the dominant, superior woman at Survivor Series? Charlotte or Becky? I'm going to go Becky. The person says, I know this wouldn't happen, but I don't read that kind of stuff. I don't read that kind of stuff. Don't even send them to me. If you got to start it with, I know this wouldn't happen. If you've got to start a text with, I know this wouldn't happen, but I don't read that kind of stuff. Because we talking factuals here. As you've noticed, I don't do fantasy booking videos. We're talking factuals here. It says, who do you think fills the vacant slots? Oh, it's a tough one with the men. I could see maybe Xia Li, maybe Naomi squirreling in there, and Adam Pearce maybe getting her the spot somehow. I don't know. But as far as the men, or no, Corbin's already on the team. Honestly, I don't know because I can't even think off the top of my head who's in the spot. Here, let's pull up a SmackDown roster real fast. SmackDown roster. SmackDown roster. We've got Cesaro. We've got, and these are guys not on the team already. Cesaro. Nakamura. Hold on. Is Nakamura? No, can't be on the team. He's facing Damian Priest. Duh. Cesaro or Sheamus, maybe? That's who I can see. Just looking at the SmackDown roster. Cesaro or Sheamus. I would almost say Jinder if he wasn't a tag team guy now. But yeah, Cesaro or Sheamus looking like possible. Maybe Ricochet, maybe Mansoor, maybe Ali, but those are like very bad maybes. Also, thank you, Courtney Chris, for the super sticker. But yeah, I would say one of those two, the Sheamus or Cesaro. I could be wrong and they put somebody I'm not expecting, but yeah. Fuck it. Von Wagner. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and twitter.com/PW Unlimited. But before we go, we gotta hit that magic button to find out, well, who won this? The WWE Championship Coloring Book. So let's go over here and hit the thing and see who wins, why that goes and generates. I will read this super chat from Saprit Ramnathkar. Took me 4 years to send PWU this super chat. I haven't been a regular on the channel, but is there any chance the PW Weekly show returns? The weekly podcast. We have a new podcast coming next week. I will say that I am working on. It's not with me and Nick. Nick's been way too busy. Nick will be doing content sporadically here and there. We're trying to, as you guys saw today, we put up a preview video for tonight's West Coast Pro Wrestling show. We're trying to get something in the works to do that for every West Coast Pro Wrestling show, and maybe even other independent shows where Nick and somebody else comes on and talks about indie wrestling and the show upcoming. So with Nick, not going to be regular, but I do have another podcast in the works. It's going to be every Wednesday coming next week. But the winner of this lovely, lovely coloring book from the Little B Books, where you can color Booker T, where you can color Rick and Charlotte Flair, or Team Hell No at their graduation. The winner is, and I hope I don't butcher this name, it is from the YouTube chat, Jamil Botaran. Now, unfortunately, with the YouTube chat, I can't just send you a message, so you will have to message us. You can either message me on Twitter at PW Unlimited or at Timmy Buddy. Send me that message on Twitter, and I will get your information to send you out your book, Jamil Bowerthan. So with that, congratulations. You have won the WWE Championship Coloring Book. We will be live again tomorrow night talking about AEW Rampage. So with that, guys, have a great night. No, tomorrow's not Rampage. Tomorrow's Full fucking Gear. I'm dumb. I'm looking at the Rampage logo right here. I got Full Gear tomorrow, the pay-per-view. So with that, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow for AEW Full Gear. Have a good one. All right, guys, if you're still watching on Twitch, let's hit up a raid really fast.